The Meg Stallion and Tory Lanez incident. You want to jump off on that, or
yeah. So,
do you want to start with the area, or you want to start with the big topic?
What you mean by the area?
You want to tie in, local events.
We'll start with the big topic, and then we could tie into local, because I don't think people go.
All right, cool.
So, how we want to segue? There ain't no segue into this.
No real segue into this, baby. This
right, so
this is
for background, for those that are listening,
over the last week,
I think it was it might have been 2 weeks ago. Now, almost 2 weeks. It was an altercation with Tory Lanez and Meg Thee Stallion, allegedly, in which they were apparently at a party in the Hollywood Hills.
Supposedly a good part of that's supposed to be a good part of LA.
Yeah, and upon leaving said party, the two were traveling in a vehicle together, and there's rumored to be another witness.
Someone else was in there. Her girl was in there.
I don't think that this witness has been identified, though.
No, they know who it is because it's a girl, and she spoke on it. I forget her name, but she spoke on it because basically what they were saying, initially they were trying to say that Tory didn't shoot her, and then she came out like, because she was on TV on the film where all of them got out of the car because the cops made them all get out of the car. So she was the only other one there. She was like, I didn't shoot her. So that was when it was like, it's clear. Tory shot her.
Yes.
But it's not a laughing moment, but
yeah.
Just so that
as you can tell, I'm trying to not really trying. I don't think it's a laughing matter, but yeah. So the three people in the vehicle?
Yeah.
Okay, they're traveling in the vehicle when apparently shots were fired, and I saw a clip. It looked like it was from like a chopper or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, with Meg getting out the vehicle.
She was the only one on the right, and there was two on the left.
Yeah, and you can see Meg getting out the vehicle and kind of walking across the frame, limping, and then you can see what appears from the vehicle to be, from the video to be blood, kind of left over after her footsteps or whatever. So yeah, man. So this is I don't know. Is as much as I want to, it's like a bunch of cliches come to mind when I want to talk about
them go, baby.
And
it's your turn.
Like this is
it's your turn to give.
Slippery slope.
Yeah.
It ain't. It's not. It's not a slippery slope.
No.
It's not slippery at all.
No. It's not.
And
if the rumors are true.
If the
rumors of the story, how it got to that.
Well, it's three parties involved. One says she ain't do it. Let's play hip hop Clue. Guess who?
I wish I had the sound. Don't.
Yeah. Let's take them all to people's court real quick, and let's figure out. Let's put on our fucking mystery machine outfits or whatever. So as you said, the best friend or the friend says she ain't do it.
Yeah.
Meg didn't say she did it.
No.
Because we all know that's a thing as well. Like, even if you clearly didn't do it, like, hey, take this charge.
She did say it was done to hurt her, to harm her.
Yeah, it was you were shot.
So some of the scuttlebugs.
So what do you mean by that? Elaborate on that.
Some of the scuttlebugs was that it went off on accident, and she's like, no, it was done to harm me.
So this was a deliberate. Is what she said.
Deliberate act.
This was a deliberate draw and discharge of the firearm.
Yeah.
Okay. That's sucker shit.
Hey, man.
That's there's and we'll tie in this other situation, but I'll come out and say it, man. That's sucker shit. And this other situation, it really don't set the scene to disprove what I'm saying right now, but that's sucker shit to me. Any altercation with like a female where like one, it's hard enough justifying yourself using like your hands.
Yeah, that's hard.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's technically wrong.
It's hard enough.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's wrong. Like just across the board, technically that's wrong.
Yeah, and there's situations where I've seen where it's like
that's why I say technically.
Yeah, where and that's where I want to kind of shoot some bail early to say like there are situations where like for whatever reason, like let's leave out the context, but let's say I've heard, you know, of people dealing with women that like are coming at them with like blades and stuff, or maybe they got like a whole group of their friends, and I say, okay, well in that case, right, you outnumbered.
Like I said, technically, you shouldn't. There's never a time you should put your hand, but
there are instances where it's like
in every rule there are exceptions.
That's right. So
yes,
but even that one, right? It's like if we listen to the story and you let people paint the story where it's like, well, yeah, it was like 5 of their homegirls. So I just had to get them up off me, right? We still even put like, all right, so you got them up off you, right? Boom. Like you just 1-2 and then you got up out of there. They learned and then it went on. But if it's like a 1-2, but then I was on top UFC hammer fist.
I decided to deal with them all.
Yeah, it's like, all right, that's sucker shit. That's sucker shit.
You went too far.
We can admit, like, it's a point where it's like
out of there.
You make your point. You stand your ground to get them up off you, and then once they get up off you, you regain composure.
You make your exit.
Yes, you regain composure and you leave. Now, if you go above and beyond, and it's like you clearly are the dominant person, and you continue to exert dominance, that's sucker shit, bro. Mm-hmm. This is one of those instances where, or this is an instance, I have a hard time finding any, like, a strain of, like, a follicle of justification for this.
No.
I got nothing.
I can't get no justification on it. I can't say in all situations everyone should keep their hands to themselves. So I guess the story is that while they were partying, he was flirting with a certain billionaire. And said rapper was upset about that, and they got into it. And apparently she was laying hands on him. And that's what kind of led to the pulling of the gun. But, again, you shouldn't put your hands on people, but it still shouldn't have led to, that jump.
Escalation of force like that.
That's, hey, man, that's too far. You shouldn't be pulling guns on women. And, shit, man, she was upset. I guess she really liked your little ass. Literally.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I guess she really liked your little ass.
The boxer and the Great Dane.
I would, I'm not going to do that to my man, Paulo.
What is this?
Paulo's not 5'3", bro.
What
is at least close to average size.
The
That's not average.
Lady and the Tramp? I'm going to think of a pun for that before this episode is over. The Lady and the Tramp. All right. I get something. But it's sucker shit, bro.
Yeah.
There's no justification of it. Being a gun owner and just kind of understanding, the responsibility that comes with that is, I can't think of any reason why you should have to do that aside from them being armed and like outnumbering you.
And the thing about it is, it feels like it happened. I guess I don't know the full story.
And there were multiple gunshots apparently.
Yeah. I think she got hit twice or something.
Twice.
So, but
allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yes.
Don't come.
Why we gotta allege shit like this? Like, can we count the bullet holes in her foot?
So, but
why hasn't this been released?
So is Tory Lanez canceled?
I'll say this, right? Chris Brown ain't canceled.
I think that's a totally different situation, though.
I think it's one and the same. I think this is just a
Chris Brown was 18. This man's going on 30. He's 26, 27. Different. He was like I can still say Chris Brown was a kid then. I can't say Tory Lanez a kid.
I hate with this. I see right and wrong. Period.
Yeah. So it's
right.
That too.
And I do agree. Chris was young and And I can point to a lot of, you know, causal kind of like factors that go into play here and what's going on. But I look at it like this. I believe everybody should be forgiven for whatever they did, right? And I don't think that Tory should be indefinitely, you know, or infinitely condemned for this.
He's probably gonna go to jail.
No, and
Yes.
so he goes to jail. So this is what I mean, right? I think that you should get rightfully so what comes as a result of it, right?
It seems like she wants justice.
Yeah, well, okay, and it should be had. But I'm saying that, you know, whatever Chris Brown did, there are people out there who have labeled him as one thing, and he will forever be that thing to them, right? And I don't think that is necessarily fair.
I don't think it's fair.
And I don't think that it's fair even in this case. But I do think that this is sucker shit.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. And I'm, albeit this might be hypocritical, I might be one of them people that just kind of label him as like, you know, and albeit, you know, let's tie this to Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace, is like
Yes.
how Nipsey saw old boy that killed him.
Okay.
Is that, hey man, like you did that.
Yeah.
Right? You did that. That's what you did. And I can't be associated with that. I can't be affiliated with that. Right? This person had an issue accepting their own behavior and took it out on Nip.
Yes.
Right? And I just hope that, you know, whatever comes of this, you know, if Tory is found to be, and if he, let me not say if he's found, if he did that shit, he can take onus and responsibility and accountability for his actions and what comes as a result of it, right?
Yeah.
That's all that needs to be said about that. Should he be canceled? I don't think anybody should necessarily be canceled because, again, like I said earlier, I think that everybody can grow. That's the only way you grow in life is by making mistakes. But
that's a big mistake.
It is, and you just got to be man enough. You were man enough to pull the strap, allegedly. You're man enough to pull the trigger on it twice, allegedly. Just count. You know, no jokes. All right, just no jokes.
Yeah.
So be man enough to take what comes afterwards. You know what I'm saying? The difference is, you know, I think the difference is one, a firearm being used versus, you know, it being like a physical altercation. And, you know, you can make an argument that, like, if we in a Lamborghini, already ain't a big car, and you start swinging and doing whatever, which is the alleged story I hear with the Chris Brown situation, reflexes, defend myself, boom, let me get you up off me and all that.
And also taking in mind, also allegedly, a key was thrown into the street, which led to like the fight. Like that's some petty shit.
But that's you gotta. I was just talking with my barber about this yesterday because there was a young man there who, you know, shall remain. I don't even know his name, so he shall remain nameless. Yeah. But he's just striking me as just like, damn, I shouldn't have left my pistol in the car.
Yes.
As I'm getting lined up, I'm just like, why'd I leave this fucking pistol in the car? Because, like, this nigga, you can just tell the type of energy he attracts. You know what I mean? And it's just like certain people, and I remember before he even got there, I'm talking with the barber, and I'm like, certain people, like an old head always told me, certain people just shouldn't have a gun on them because they don't have the self-control to distinguish between a situation that requires one and one that doesn't.
No, that was Did you see that? That I don't want to say a meme, but it was like a video where a cat basically popped off on 4 cats in like it looked like a chicken spot
in a diner. Yeah,
that looked totally like
just walked up and bam, went out the door after another.
I could tell like. Now,
that's what this dude. That's who this dude struck me as being.
Full disclosure, I feel like them niggas were clowning him, but I don't think it deserved that.
No.
And then, like the thing that really like got to me was like he purposely went for that first one because he passed the first guy up,
headshot,
and then he got all the other.
And shot the other dude. Shot the dude going out the door, and then turned back, shot the dude in the. Yeah.
I was like, man, that's a young nigga that don't need to have a gun.
So like, as I'm sitting there and I'm listening to this dude talking, that's exactly who came to mind. And I'm like, this dude, what he was saying was just, And it's over. It was all over like trivial, just like really, it's just like a woman, right? A woman done slept with somebody, and now the dude mad and approached him about it, and it's like, I'm like, bro, nobody needs to die over this.
No.
There's plenty of women out there.
I never forget one of the first lessons from my pops was never over a woman.
Just
never over a girl. I was like, all right.
Come on, man.
This is like 7. Never fight over.
But it's like, but hearing what he was saying, it was like, I believed him. You know what I'm saying? But then at the same time, it was like, and it's crazy because it's like the dude in front of me that was getting cut wasn't talking. He wasn't saying nothing. Like he in the chair and like we talking or whatever. He would laugh and snicker every now and then, and he chimed in like 1-2 words at a time. And I'm just like, I wonder if buddy, you know, just like he was a younger dude. I'm like, you can't tell how somebody live or whatever. I'm like, he strike me as somebody that been through something. Like I can tell he been through something just by how he's kind of acting in this moment. Like he don't feel necessarily safe to open up in this moment. So then he get up out the chair. I'm getting cut. You know, it's just me and the barber, and we chopping it up. And then this other dude instantly show up with this kind of energy. I go quiet for like the whole cut. I basically look like the dude that was in the chair before, and I'm just like this dude strikes me as like he's
unhinged.
Yeah. And I'm like, you say one thing, maybe you chime in and say like, oh, nah, bro, you was tripping there. And then all of a sudden it's...
You the problem.
It's here, right? And I'm just like... And then it's also... Left my damn pistol in the car.
Yes.
So... But yeah, this situation, tying it back to Tory, this situation is sucker shit. And I'll bring it to a little more local to our... Palm Beach, you know, kind of proximity with. As we're talking, the barber brought up a story. He asked me, "Hey, did you see the story about the shooting in Lantana?" And I'm like, no, I ain't hear about that. But I did. I saw the picture. I didn't see the story. I didn't read the story. But I saw a picture on Twitter, and people saying like, you know, rest in peace to these girls and whatever. And I saw the picture of the 2 young Latina females or women, and. So I'm talking to Barber, and I'm like, no, and I'm like, was it 2 like Hispanic women? He was like, yeah. And I'm like, yo, I saw like a picture. What happened? Apparently, the one of their either ex-boyfriends or boyfriends that they were dealing with at the time, you know, they were having an altercation or something. She calls a sister to, you know, come and just kind of like. There's no context around it, obviously, because
obviously, I think when people do that, it's just for like you ain't gonna do nothing in front of someone. I think that's what that's for.
I don't even think it's that. I think it's that she's just genuinely scared and wants someone else there.
Someone be here because like I don't like by myself. You're gonna take it there, but if someone else is here, you at least think about it.
Yep. And so the young man
that didn't work.
Shot and killed both of the young women, and that very easily this same situation could have very easily been the Tory Lanez Meg Stallion situation.
True.
Right, literally the same setting. Well, not same setting, but so not literally. So basically, everything I just said was fucking false. But contextually, right? We paint the picture: 2 women, 1 guy. 1 guy with a firearm, with, you know, for whatever reason is unstable in that environment. You know what I'm saying? As in this kind of, you know. I hear Tory Lanez music and I hear him talk about, you know, all the you know, struggles, the trials and tribulations he's been through. But you can always tell a nigga that ain't never been just like punched in the face. Cause certain shit you can just eat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, when it's a girl, man, and you wrong, like if you were trying to get at the billionaire, you're wrong. Take your lick. She upset. She's right to be upset.
We done all been stole on, bro.
She's right to be upset. You gotta take that.
We all been stole on, like from a man, from a woman. Like I've been hit by both.
It should be. I'm sorry, babe. I'm sorry, babe.
You de-escalate that situation.
Instantly, your mind should be like, what am I gonna do to get out of this shit?
You de-escalate it. If that mean leave, you leave. If that mean like get her up off you, you go to the other side of the house. You go to the other side of the house, but you de-escalate.
There's a little bit of ego in there, though.
Absolutely. Because again,
hubris would get you there, though.
But so it's it only comes down to shot placement between these two situations. How you get from one situation to the other. You know what I'm saying? He clearly, Tory that is, was clearly, aiming low. But you don't really need to aim much higher because you can shoot somebody in the thigh and kill them. They can bleed out. You hit that femoral artery. And I'm almost certain you could hit them in like the ankle too. Like there's that artery, same big artery runs, I want to say, down to the ankle. But it's just a matter of shot placement. Because had he shot her, allegedly in the chest or something like that, this whole situation becomes
different. Yep.
The same situation that happened here locally in Lantana. And I just want, I don't know what needs to be said, to our men out here. And it strikes me as it's weird, man, because it's like you see these posts. I see these posts at least, and it resonates with me because it's like protect black women. You know what I'm saying? And I know these young women weren't black in this situation. Meg Stallion was. And it's like it doesn't strike me that we need to do that, but apparently we really need to do that.
I thought of you when I heard that shit. I was like, man, definitely went out of the way at the spot to protect someone.
And it's like, but we really need to do that because it's not just like kind of known to like don't take out your aggression on a woman out here. And it's sad to me, bro. And it resonated with me a little bit because I was on Twitter just going through some threads or whatever, and I saw somebody post like a thread where it's like, here's a thread of like guns perfect for concealed carry for women out there, whatever. And I chimed in with, my recommendation, and then they get, 5 likes, 20 likes, whatever, right? However many, 20, 30. And I'm literally just like, women are literally out here concerned that they need this weapon, that this post, which was literally just a picture, like, hey, perfect, it got capacity, is this, it's affordable, this is what I recommend. And then they're all like, thank you, DMing me, thank you, this is a good recommendation, all that. I'm just like, they are literally legit concerned out here. We got to do better. And this Tory Lanez story doesn't help that landscape. It doesn't help paint the narrative that we as black men are doing a good enough job to protect black women. Whether it be your family or not your family, you know what I mean? Like, could literally you just walking past and you see an altercation happening, and do you interject? Do you just kind of diffuse it in that moment? You know what I'm saying? And I know black people, we like to say that ain't none of my business and just keep it pushing. But as black men, sometimes you got to realize when like the odds are like, okay, it's a dude against a woman. And, I don't really know the situation, but like it can't come down to physical. Like whatever, like we draw the line at like you trying to physically harm a black woman. Because I'm seeing too many stories, man, with them being shot and worse, killed as a result of whatever. So, I don't know, man. But
I mean, I agree for the most part. I mean, I think in general, more black men do that. It's just when it happens far too often. And like you said, I think there is a little bit of that's none of my business type stuff. Because, the narrative, I guess, part of the narrative in our community is, if she really wanted to leave, she would have left him. Like, they're going to be together tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to get myself into something that tomorrow they'll be right back in love.
Yeah, but I guess the way I see it is like, contextually speaking, like if we out at Peaks or something like that, and we see somebody put hands on a woman in that situation, it's like, again, you're not trying to escalate it. You're trying to de-escalate it and just say like, hey, man, like, I get it.
But that could escalate it.
It could, understandably.
So you got to go in with that energy that this could go there.
Yeah. And that is what it is, man. At the end of the day, you what are the Spartans say? You come back with your shield or on it. So what's it gonna be? You know what I'm saying? And that might be a fault of mine. That might be an ego with mine because you've had talks with me where it's like, hey, Young Buck, you gotta. what we used to say at set, pause and consider. Yeah. Pause and consider, young fella. But that's fight or flight for me. It's just, and maybe it's because of personal experiences, man. My older sister had an instance where a young man that she was dealing with, kicked in my grandma's door, and nobody was harmed in that instance. But it was just, and this was a dude who was mild mannered and generally, like, you would never think he had like temper problems. He wasn't that big a dude, you know what I'm saying? He was comparable to a boxer pit bull stacked up to not even to a Great Dane. My sister ain't that big, but he was like comparable to my sister's size. You know what I'm saying? So this would be like two Frenchies. My sister only about 5'4", so this dude was like 5'4", 5'5", maybe 5'6", but still a slim dude.
Gotcha. And
I just remember thinking like dog, what the fuck are you thinking right now? Like. My grandmother's crib, 65, 70-year-old woman at the time. And then here you are going after, a woman in this instance. And it's just, it didn't, that shit never struck, never sat well with me. So
unfortunately, there are a lot of weak men out there.
Yeah. So we got to do our part, man, to just kind of, be, like I was telling the young man last night, man, and I know he wasn't trying to hear that shit or whatever, but like certain people just don't need to have straps on them. And you got to be man enough to know your temperament and be man enough to know, I think the old heads used to say, like, to me, is like, there's no point in even having a gun on you because if you got it, you're liable to use it, right? And if you're going somewhere where it's like, I need to have my gun on me, you don't need to be going there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's, live your life to where you don't have to live with those type of paranoias and those type of, thoughts running through your mind. You know what I'm saying? And we got to be man enough to remove ourselves from situations. And we got to be man and woman enough to remove ourselves from situations where we feel the need to physically react to something. If you into somebody so much to where if they, making googly eyes at somebody else, you got to put hands on them. That ain't the person to be with.
And that ain't love.
It's just not the person. And I'm not trying to victim blame or nothing here. I want to make that clear. I'm pretty sure my stance is clear. Sucker shit to pull a gun on a female and to discharge on a female is, nigga, you leveled up. You got the sucker stone. Go take it back to Pokemon.
Yeah.
But also you just got to recognize what type of energy people evoke out of you and understand that, like, the right person wouldn't put you in that compromising situation. And if a person willing to do that, maybe y'all need to have a conversation and just be like, what really are your intentions here? And if they not aligned, leave that motherfucker alone because you see where this shit can go. And thank God that, Meg the Stallion, wasn't harmed further, that she was able to walk out of that situation. But it could very easily have been these two young ladies from Lantana. So rest in peace to the young ladies from Lantana. Prayers and condolences to her family. I hate saying this shit on every episode, but
that was the times we in, man. With that said,